Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I wanted to give commentary on a video that Aaron Smith Levin uploaded to Growing Up in Scientology. And I'm giving commentary to a clip that is about 8 minutes long, but the full video I would suggest that people watch. The reason why I'm giving commentary to this, because I think it's a very as a never end, I think it would be helpful for people that have left, ex-Scientologists, and that are trying to bring awareness to this, to understand maybe like where the turnoff is at for me. Now, specifically, I'm talking about this clip where it was uploaded, and Aaron titles the video Debate About Scientology Audit, Streets LA. I got an email about Streets LA, Scientology, and their feelings about how they didn't feel like it was the right thing for them to do. I've heard different opinions about it. For me, personally, I feel like William is doing right. William is out there and he is bringing awareness to a cult. What is really concerning to me as a Latina is seeing how many Latinos are being targeted by Scientology.
No,
And a
no, it's
lot
a
of
cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. This is una secta. It's a cult. It's a scam. They're gonna scam you. They say it's free. It's a scam. Hey, it's a cult. I'm telling you, it's a scam. They're scamming. It's not free. They're trying to get all your. They're gonna try to get money out of you. No. It's a scam. Tell them.
Una iglesia satánica les queda corta. Lo que van a hacer es usar su información personal de ustedes.
Y no se preocupen, no se metan ahí.
Es una estafa.
Fuera una iglesia satánica, ni les digo nada, pero esto es peor.
Yeah. You don't want that. No.
Somos inteligentes.
Look how they're dressed. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Got him. Look at him. Oh, you thought you had him, Sebastian. Look at him. Time to back to the drawing board. Regrouping. Go do it again. He's all red. He's
by
red.
Scientology. And a lot of that is there's more research. When I'm saying this, there's more to it because I'm also looking into different things as it pertains how Scientology is targeting the Latino population. So that right there is like, the heart of where a lot of Latinos are at. And so when I see somebody like William telling people that's a cult, es una secta, no te metas allí, it's very important. I know that he is not a former Scientologist. He's a never in, but he's been targeted by the church. So for him to go out there and be outside of the church, he's doing the work that, in my opinion, a lot of ex-Scientologists should be doing. When I think of the interview that I did with Serge talked about accountability, right? He talked about how everybody, it's not personal, but everybody has a level of accountability because there are minors and children that were brought into this. The adults elected to be part of it, but the minors and children did not.
I mean, this is what's so egregious, Rabbit. It's like these people were offering for $500 an hour, you could select what kid interrogated you inside of that hotel.
I heard that too.
So in what way are you offering underage minors, and in what way are you offering adults to pay for the chance to, get these services, right? And it's like, that's why they are all implicated AF. It's like the Scientology parents and the Scientology executives. It's all of them. There is no Scientology parent that is innocent. That's the bad news for all of you Scientology parents. And there is no Scientology executive that is innocent. I always say it in my channel. It's like, this ain't personal, y'all. This ain't personal whatsoever. You were a pawn in a scheme. Get over it. So
you have to own it, right? Just own it and pull it out.
And you have to expose it, and you have to want to not have the same things that you did, even if you didn't know, if you were completely out of your mind, goo goo gaga for L. Ron Hubbard. Well, today would be a great day to not be goo goo gaga for L. Ron Hubbard and go, oh my God, I was out of my mind. I did this, I did that, I did all these crimes. Here, FBI, how can we stop it?
And so when you have somebody like William or like myself, or other people that speak out as never ins, I think that's important. It truly is. And I'm just going to review this video and give you guys my thoughts. And it is no shade to Jason, but I get the sense that Jason, even reviewing the full video, which I would suggest everybody to do, he's got some conflict about the teachings, about maybe Aaron's channel, about how other people, he might even have some conflicts about non-Scientologists speaking about Scientology. At least that's how I picked up on that. But I could be wrong. Okay? Again, this is no shade. This is just commentary. Let's watch this.
Can we talk about William Good? Because it's probably a similar.
Sure.
I don't think it's a good path to travel.
For who?
For you or him or your followers, for anyone.
Because
there are ways you can go about dealing with evil. We'll call it evil. We'll just say the church is evil, just for this metaphor I'm going to use. There are ways of dealing with evil that lead to more evil and don't bring about the good that you're trying to bring about, even if you think you're...
What good do you think William Good is trying to bring about?
Well, I guess my question would be is, what are the ways Jason feels like evil needs to be dealt with, right? What would be those ways? William is going out there protesting, his level of advocacy is a little bit, out there, boots on ground. How do you stop people from walking in there, being offered 20 grand or whatever to be there, or, having a winter wonderland that's specifically targeted to populations? That's what it seems like to me. So I want to know, how do you stop evil if it's enticing? Just a question. And if you know the answer, let me know in the chat.
I assume less people in the Church of Scientology, or exposure on the...
Preventing people from... I would probably argue that William's goal is to prevent people from joining, more so than to get people out.
That and awareness, right? Prevent people from joining and awareness.
I mean, I would argue he hopes people would leave, but I'm betting he would not say that he thinks he is convincing the Sea Org members who work at the test center to leave. I think he would probably say he's more interested in preventing them from being able to trick anyone into coming into Scientology.
I agree with that.
And if in the process people can be convinced to leave, then that's great.
Okay, so that's his good that he's going for. And now how is he going about it?
Well, we know how he's going about it.
He's out there. He's outside. He's filming. He's auditing. How you would with this camera. That's what he's doing. Is there a better way? Would it be better for him to stand outside with a sign, not say anything, hand out pamphlets? Like, what would be better?
Okay, so I saw the video you did where the SEAL member followed him back to the car park.
Oh, yeah.
And William's shouting all sorts of profanities and abuses and quite aggressive towards that guy.
Sure.
And I would argue that's not a good thing to be doing, and it's not a good thing to be promoting.
It's not good for who? For William to be yelling at the Sea Org member who's following him up the stairs in a parking structure to his car.
That is the problem, and I think is, like, how do I say this? What I've noticed as a never in is that there's different groups of people in the SPTV group, right? And those that are outside. There are people that feel like it's best to just play nice in the sandbox, right? Versus calling things for what they are. And I completely understand that. But when you're dealing with a cult, the abuses that people have had, sometimes you do have to meet fire with fire. It may be a cuss word. It may be profanity. I cuss like a sailor, right? Depending on what is it that you're trying to convey. Also, think about it this way. Look at where he's out there. He's in LA, right? It's aggressive. Are they going to say, excuse me, discúlpame, ahí es una secta. No te vayas, por favor, discúlpame. No, 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 no. Excuse me. It's a cult. Please, don't go there. It just doesn't work. There's a lifestyle that is happening down there too, right? So, yeah, there's curse words. It's LA.
It's not good for anyone. It's not good for the SEALG member. It's not good for William. It's not good for you. It's not good for the audiences.
Okay,
there's
well,
no
that's
good there.
your opinion. He disagrees with you, and so do I.
So, and let me look at this on the other side, right? Where maybe Jason's like, it's not good for the member. It's not good for, the people's involved. I'm kind of wondering if Jason feels like, is there a possibility that things could get physical, right? And who does it impact? The Sea Org member, William? Is there a safety component to it? Maybe that's the route that Jason is trying to go. Now, I don't know. I can't really analyze what he's thinking, but I kind of want to understand a little bit more as to where he's coming from with that. Does he feel like, because I'm going to tell you, as an outsider, it almost feels like, is it because William or other people aren't weren't in Scientology? But William has been impacted by Scientology. Scientology has lied on William. I've never met William, but I've heard of his story. So to me, it's like, why can't he have an opinion about the situation? Because I have an opinion and I've never been in as a commentator.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to bring you over to my side, and I'm not gonna come. I mean, you can explain why you think it's not good, but I mean, you're free to explain it if you can do it briefly.
Yeah. Let me be Samwise to your Frodo here. You can become very easily. You can become the thing you're seeking to destroy if you start engaging in similar behaviors.
I'm almost not.
You could become the thing that you're seeking to destroy if you're sitting engaging in similar behavior. But it's so interesting that he says that, because when I spoke with Natalie from Life After a Cult, Scientology, you guys check out her channel. When I spoke with her, the tactic, and it's not just her, but others as well, they said that they had to apply the same energy that they were receiving as a defense mechanism, as a tactic. There is no playing nice. And that's the scary part, is that there is no playing nice, right? That is what needs to happen.
Not even opposed to that. So if that's your wisdom, that's fine. But I am a very much fight fire with fire kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone wants to say that's not going to work, okay, then we'll see. Do
you not see the danger in making a video saying you can make money doing this? You don't see that there would be some, the internet's full of all sorts of people.
But you can make money doing it. It can't be.
So let's explore that for a minute, okay? One thing about Aaron that I picked up on, this was way before I got to talk to him and everything, is he does fight fire with fire. I'll never forget, and this is probably the one thing that really stood out to me about Aaron, was when the Jane Does in the Danny Masterson case were being attacked, he brought it on. He said, if you guys are going to bring, we're going to stand right next to these Jane Does, right? If you're going to attack them, we're going to stand right next to them, and we're going to support them. We're going to do what we have to do, right? I was like, I'm down for it, because they needed to be protected, right? Matching energies. You attack, we're attacking too. I watched that video about I think it was like you make 20K or something like that, or make a lot of money, protesting at Scientology buildings. And Jason is saying here, well, do you not see the dangers of promoting that? I guess my question then for Jason, and for anybody that feels like there's something wrong with that, is, what do you all suggest that everybody do? It's the truth. You can't make money off of going and protesting. That's what William is doing. There's the other TikToker that's doing the same thing. Is there something different that should be done? It's not false. You can make money off of protesting.
That truth is not dangerous.
No, well, you know, you can make money doing all sorts of things.
But what is the dangerous part? Is it like going out there and protesting that's dangerous? Does Jason feel like you're setting people up for potential stalking from, you know, Scientology members, incarceration by Scientology members? Like, what is it exactly that Jason is worried about?
The fact that you can make
Sure.
money from something
But
doesn't
the
make
fact
it
that you
good.
well, no, but it doesn't make it bad either. So
Sure.
the fact that you can make money doing videos that William Good is doing is a fact. And there's a lot of people who, if they truly understood exactly how that worked, would be like, oh, I'd be interested in doing that. Now, I feel like you're probably making a slippery slope argument where they're like, oh boy, you could make some money doing it this way, but you could make even more money doing it worse.
This isn't a slippery slope argument. This is about.
Okay, I was just saying
this is about the ends justify the means. But
no, because William does everything within the bounds of the law, and so it's not, the ends isn't justifying the means.
Ooh, does the ends justify the means? So if a goal is morally important enough, any method of getting it is acceptable. This is what he's kind of saying. And I'm just like, well, I don't know if that's necessarily the same thing. Okay, if William is, well, has William been arrested for any of this? I guess that's the question. Has Scientology pressed any kind of charges on him yet over protesting? I know that he has like posted some letters from the LAPD and everything, so take that for what it's worth. But if you're not breaking any laws and you know what you're doing, then what's the issue?
William has
he's
found
doing it
a
in accordance with the law.
He is using the law in a way that is not honest to the purpose of the law.
Whoa. He is using, hold up, let me understand this. With the law, he is using the law in a way that is not honest to the purpose
of the law.
Of the law. How? He's doing it publicly. So how is he not being honest to the law? I guess I'm just confused by that, but I could definitely understand that Jason is struggling with William. I'm just wondering if Jason is also struggling with the First Amendment. Just questions.
That's not true at all.
It's like saying if the law said you could hit people, he'd be like, well, I can hit people because the law says I can hit people. It's like pushing
the law says that you can hit people, then in that circumstance, it's okay to do that if that's what the law is.
If somebody breaks into my house and I have a gun and the law allows me to use the gun and I use it, right? I'm fearing for my life, safety, different things are happening, right? So yeah, the law justifies my using a weapon. Now, do I want to use a weapon? Probably not, but I'm doing it within the means of the law. Therefore, is this an issue of morality or an issue of what's wrong? Like, what's wrong or right? What's the issue here?
I mean, it's not a good example because the laws are there to prevent people from harm or from being harmed.
Is this not the same as when we see the Church of Scientology's policies and Scientologists following those policies, even though we might think that they're moral wrongs, but the Scientologists say, yeah, but the policy says I can do it. I see the correlation here between what William's doing. He's going, yeah, but the law in this case is his policy. And he's saying, yeah, but I can do it.
But it sounds like you're saying it's morally wrong for William to be doing what he's doing.
I do think it is morally wrong.
Why? Then we disagree. That's fine.
But why is it morally wrong if he's exercising his free speech? Like, is it his method? Is it because he's cussing and getting aggressive and he's filming them? Like, is that what it is? Well, now I wonder how many protests people have been to. I've seen different things. Talk about morality, morally wrong. There are children that are being trafficked, and I'm trying to understand why more people are not speaking out and saying something about it, because that's really the morality issue, right? Isn't that the like we're upset about a couple people protesting outside of a cult. What about the children that are out there? That's the morality issue. Why are we letting young children in there? Why aren't more people speaking out? Why aren't more people debating? Okay, you can make money off of protesting. And you know what? William earned every fucking dollar because what he's doing is what a lot of everybody should be doing, right? What's wrong with that? I haven't seen anybody have the cojones to get up there other than a few people that I've seen. Lara, Serge, a couple other people, Aaron with his video. Like, people need to be doing this more. And if I was a never in and I decide to go in front of a church, a cult, and say the things that maybe you should be saying, what's wrong with that? And I'm making a profit off of it, what's wrong with that? I'm doing more than what you're doing or what others that believe the same thing are doing. I don't know.
We just disagree.
Yeah. But it's not a point. It's not a small point for me, Aaron. It's a
Well, then it's a big point for you. We just disagree on it.
You know, this community,
What community?
Well, you've referred to it as the SPTV community.
That's just a casual reference. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, like, it depends how you want to define community. Like, you're part of SPTV if you think you are.
There you go. So everybody can be SPTV.
Like, there's no organization, there's no structure, there's no hierarchy, there's no nothing. And I'm a firm believer that the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. My friends are my friends, and I act accordingly.
Yep.
So if people want to be a part of what they see as a community, then that's fine. But there's nothing official in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Interesting. I just, these last 2 points.
The reason I like what William is doing, and even how he's doing it, is, first of all, how he does it helps attract attention and eyeballs of the world to what is going on.
You know, one thing Aaron has said time and time again is that, you know, technology, everybody having a YouTube platform and speaking against, you know, the abuses of Scientology has been what David Miscavige's worst nightmare is, right? This technology, everybody having platforms and truly speaking out could be the downfall of this church. I mean, it has helped expose so much. Having platforms like Aaron, as well as those that are never ends to expose the abuses of Scientology, is exactly what is needed. So if William goes out there and he films everything that he does and exposes things that are going on, yeah, I'm glad that it's all being captured on film and that we're all able to watch it and we're able to commentate on it. I believe that it's a good service to bring attention.
Someone could argue that it would be more effective if he was kinder and nicer and quieter, but then somebody would have to define what more effective means. No one is going to be convincing those Sea Org members who work at that test center to leave the Sea Org or leave Scientology.
I mean, I would love to see that happen, but I don't think that's the goal. And I don't think that, I mean, if it happens, great. You know, they speak out, maybe they reach out to other people that have left, that'd be awesome. And then they tell their side of the story, but likely not, right?
So I feel like if anyone tried to make an argument that, well, if he was really trying to change their hearts and minds, he would do X, Y, and Z. Those Sea Org members are not going to have their hearts and minds changed by anyone doing anything to them on a sidewalk. So,
especially if they're generational, keep that in mind. Like, after talking with Serge and Natalie and Sterling and Reese, if this is all generational, it's not going to be just one and done.
So I throw that right out the window. The fact that William does what he does in the way that he does it, and essentially is showing the world more clearly, what I'd like to think my videos I was trying to show the world, which is there's not really anything to be afraid of here. They want you to be afraid. They want people to think that they can really get to you. But the truth is they can't. And the way William does what he does and doing what he does, I think shows that message crystal clear. Now, when you add the LAPD component, which is a tyrannical force that Scientology has been able to use to its benefit, using corrupt means. The fact that William is able to basically be so in your face to Scientology and to the LAPD combined and show, no, you really can't. You really don't have to be afraid of these guys. You can use the system to your benefit. You can stay within the confines of the law.
Yes.
And completely shut down Scientology's effort to bring in new members at this particular center. I think it's great.
I'm seeing Jason's face and he looks a little uncomfortable. Why do you guys think that is? I'm kind of curious. Like, why is it uncomfortable? If you guys in the chat, in the comments, especially in the comment sections, let me know if you see this other side of the argument. If I'm missing something, or if you feel like, the person that emailed me as well at one point said that they were concerned about what William is doing. All right, well, this is your opportunity to put it in the comments and tell me, because I personally agree with what he's doing. And I definitely see the benefit of it.
People are free to have other opinions. I just don't have a lot of patience to spend a lot of time discussing on why he should do it differently. So just feel free to say a couple things about it, but.
Okay. It's just whenever I get into a point when I'm discussing with you something that I think is of substance, you get aggressive and you say you don't care, you're not interested, and you couldn't care less, and you're bored. And
it's only the time sink. It's only the time sink. Like, I want you to be able to say whatever you want, but I don't want to have to spend 10 minutes listening to a monologue about it.
I understand that I can be long.
I was listening to, there's other videos, check them out, guys, in Growing Up in Scientology, where Aaron and Jason are having debates. And I do feel like I get a little bit lost in the sauce as far as it seems to be that Jason is very reserved about areas of Scientology where he feels like, he's critical about the people that criticize it, in the way in which it's criticized. So I think for me, as somebody that was never in, he would probably be very critical about the things that I would say. And again, that's not shade. It's just that it goes back to your ability to kind of take in the information. And Jason, right now, what he's doing, he's saying, well, I feel like every time I'm critical or I'm saying this, and Aaron's like, well, we have a time constraint to this, right? There's certain areas that maybe the audience that follows him specifically might not necessarily be okay to listen to, or maybe they're not interested because it's truly that time frame. As someone that's not in and doesn't understand the ins and outs of Scientology, I get lost in the sauce a lot. And so I do need people to explain it to me. So time is important, if that makes sense, when it comes to this.
Winded.
Okay, is you gonna see my?
And that's where it ends. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I mean, I wanted to give commentary to this because I think, number one of the points that I wanted to make is that somebody that's like William, who was never in but is being targeted by the church, I feel like I find value in the things that he's doing, and more power to him. I also feel like this is that like fine line of, maybe there are people out there like Jason who tend to criticize those that give commentary to Scientology that might not necessarily have had that experience. I'm kind of wondering about that too, and it's a bit of a turn off to a certain degree for those that are wanting to bring awareness to various crimes that are happening within the cult. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.